Hey everyone, it's the Life Doctor here, and I hope that Monday is shaping up to be a wonderful day for you so far. So I just wanted to come to you and make a really quick video and talk with you guys about, the process that we go through when we set our goals. And I know that I've talked about setting goals and reaching your goals and all that kind of good stuff in the past, but I'm coming at it from a little bit of a different angle because I want to kind of help you evaluate and reevaluate if this is something that you actually need to be doing. And I know that people don't always focus on that. People tend to focus on setting goals and how to reach your goals, and that's wonderful. But I also want to address it from a different angle because I want to, share with you information that is well rounded. And let's just be real. Sometimes we set goals and it is not appropriate. Sometimes we go after dreams and it's not what we need to be pursuing, at least not at this particular time in our lives for whatever reason. So that's why I wanted to come to you today and bring you this information. So I want to share with you five tips or five keys that you want to be asking yourself or looking at or investigating at least when it comes to your goals. So the first thing is you want to ask yourself, well, why did you set this goal or why did you go after this dream in the first place? And has anything changed? We set all kinds of goals, weight loss goals, getting a job, having children, whatever the case is. And those things are all wonderful things. But you want to ask yourself why you set those goals in the first place. What was your motivation behind it? And has anything changed? For example, maybe you set a weight loss goal, but maybe your weight loss goal is not based on something that is substantial or appropriate. Maybe you set a weight loss goal because you're just trying to impress somebody else. Well, that's not really a good reason to lose weight. A good reason to lose weight is because you need to lose weight because you're unhealthy and you need to get fit. That would be an example of an appropriate reason to lose weight. Maybe you want to have children. But maybe your circumstance in life right now is not appropriate for you to bring a child into the world. So you want to really think about, why did you set your goal in the first place, and has anything changed? And might you need to kind of adjust or reevaluate that particular goal or pursuing that dream at this time in your life? Number two, you want to think about, well, am I afraid of succeeding? Listen, a lot of people are afraid of success. I mean, that is something that is real, for a number of reasons. Maybe you were raised in an environment where success was not encouraged. Maybe you were put down or talked about, or just really in a situation where your dreams were killed, and the fire was put out in terms of ideas and imagination. And that is so unfortunate, but that is the reality for some people. And so if you find that you are afraid of success, like you wouldn't even know what to do with success, with more money, with a bigger house, with whatever the dream is, then that would be, in my opinion, a reason for you to maybe seek some outside counsel, seek some outside help to really unearth what is going on as to why you are afraid of success and how to kind of push through that. Number three would be, and this is opposite to number two. So number two is, are you afraid of success? But number three would be, are you afraid of failure? And what is that doing to you and your ability to reach your goal? Now, some people quit or want to give up on pursuing their dreams because they are afraid of failing at it. So they would rather give up than fail. And listen, I've been there, especially when I was in grad school. I was afraid of failing. Now, thank God, I didn't fail out, and I pushed through, and God helped me, and XYZ. But some people are really afraid of failing and what would other people think, and they're going to judge me and XY. This is what you need to focus on. Not what other people would think, because you can't control what people think. What would you think of yourself if you gave up? What would God think of you? That's what you need to be focused on. And by the way, God's going to love you regardless of what you do. But what would you think of yourself? What does God want for you in terms of this particular goal, in terms of this dream? And so really evaluate, the reality of it. So do a reality test. So what's the worst thing that would happen? What's the worst thing that would happen if you were to fail? Would the world come to an end? Are you going to die if you don't succeed at this particular thing? I mean, sometimes not succeeding at something is not the worst thing that could happen. Sometimes it is. You have to evaluate that for yourself and really come to grips with the reality of what that would mean for you. Number 4, this is something that I think is super important. When you set this particular goal, when you wanted to go after this particular dream, what kind of an emotional state were you in? Were you really heightened in your emotions, or were you calm and thinking clearly? Sometimes we set goals and we're not really in a frame of mind to be setting goals because we're not thinking clearly, we're not thinking straight. And so you really want to reassess what was going on with you in that particular time in your life, and it kind of loops back to number 1. Has anything changed? Now that you're thinking clearly, does it really make sense? The other thing that goes along with your emotionality and what state you were in when you were setting your goal, like, was it like too unrealistic of a goal? Because when we are really super excited and super pumped, we can set all kind of goals and it's just don't make any kind of sense. And listen, I don't want to discourage anyone from setting high goals, because I am an advocate and a proponent of setting high goals. My philosophy actually is, if the goal that you've set can be attained by you, then it's not big enough. What I mean by that is, the goal should be unattainable by you, but possible with God. And so, is it God-sized? Yes, it needs to be God-sized, but even God-sized goals needs to make sense. Like, it needs to be based in reality is what I'm saying. And the final thing that I want you to really ask yourself and look out for is, what advice would you give somebody else if they were in your shoes, going through whatever it is you're going through? They're going through the exact same thing. What advice, what counsel would you give to somebody else? We struggle so much when it comes to ourselves, but when it comes to somebody else, we can give the best advice, the best counsel. So do that. Pretend that you are somebody else, and what counsel would you give to that person, and then follow that. All right, so I hope that these 5 tips have been helpful for you as you go along in your process of goal setting, reevaluating your goals, really deciding if this is what you need to be doing in your life at this particular time. And that really helps you to experience this process or this phase in your life in a healthier way, and in a more enjoyable way. So please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free. And I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.